Hi, Janelle. How you doing? This is really a fantastic start. It really is. Okay, but there's a couple of things I'd like to talk about, but this is just really good. You've really taken a lot of into consideration here, and I think that there's some things that we need to take a look at in terms of your visual representation and how you plan on moving in that direction. So the paper itself is very good. I think you give a wonderful amount of information. I think Reykjavik wasn't Reykjavik host to Winter Olympic Games. I think they were once. I'm not positive, but it seems to me I remember that they were. If not the Winter Games, then some sort of a World Championship. But research that because that could come into play in terms of how did they handle the graphics and how did they handle the international aspect of international communication in that particular set of games. So you want to research that because I'm pretty sure that Reykjavik did host either some sort of World Championships, Winter Championships, or if not, I think it may have even been a Winter Games back in maybe the 70s. Seems like I remember it from Wide World of Sports, which is a show that you probably don't remember. It's back from when I was a kid. So check that out. Okay, great background here. Great background. Is there anything in here that you can use in terms of visual representation? Keep that in mind. This is good stuff. Okay, a great background. This is very good. Iceland covers 63,830 square miles. Okay, one thing I would recommend here is getting into the transportation, public transportation. Where are, how is Reykjavik able to accommodate the tens of thousands of athletes and spectators that will be coming on that city in an event of this magnitude. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is great. Games, tickets, signage, logo, and architecture. Next week. I'm gonna post an announcement where you guys can really see some of the collateral material that is represented in a Winter Olympics graphics program, and it was for the 2010, I believe, Vancouver Games. So look for that in next week's announcement, and you can use that to further embellish this particular piece. Which this is a rough draft. The final is due next week. This is good. I mean, now, where is this going to come into play? Now, talk about this. It's fairly small in comparison to some of the past cities that have hosted Winter Olympics. Talk about that. That could be a problem. It could be a potential problem. And right over here, I want you to concentrate on this right here. These are very, very important considerations. Stakeholder groups, client goals and objectives, product and service knowledge, levels of communication, and interference and or potential opportunities. So the size thing could be interference or it could be potentially interference. Okay. The one thing I really want you to do is study the culture and the region of the games that will be held, because quite honestly, your visual solutions could lie in those particular characteristics of the indigenous culture of the region, and specifically, well, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Okay, so why don't I go through this and just mention a couple of things here. Mission and branding is to collect information on the culture and customs advice and communicate culture through signs and symbols by using logos. We'll talk about that more. Don't tell us what you're going to do. Do it. For next week's, do it. Tell us about this. Don't tell us that you're going to do it. Do it. Okay. And then over here, you talk a little bit about, right here, you start to talk about some of your visual solutions. And I think it's too early for that because I think that you're going to discover different things. Don't lock yourself into type. Don't lock yourself into color. Don't lock yourself into anything right now because you're going to discover a lot of different things in your research. So leave this open right now. It's good to start thinking about it, but leave it open right now. So great job. Just try to include those things that I mentioned in your final iteration of the paper, but you're right in there. I mean, you're very close to being complete right here. Just a couple of those things that I mentioned, and add those to your paper, and you're good to go. So the nice thing here is you have a really solid start. So most of your work is done. So that's great. So a couple of little things, and you're right in there. All right, great job. Thank you very much. Any questions? Let me know.